1. Tonight's story is about a customer we've all met a fair number of times, and her name is Karen. As I'm sure you all know, Karen believes she knows everything, and that includes the exact process involved in the repairs of phones and how they work. For some background, this particular Karen wanted us to repair her iPhone 6S after it had supposedly been run over by multiple cars on the freeway. I didn't ask how or why. I just took the explanation despite the lack of physical damage to the remainder of the device. Karen's phone had shattered glass all over the front of the device, but there was still a picture in the display, aka the LCD. To all those unaware, on the vast majority of phones, perhaps all of them, I've only noticed this to not be the case in select tablets, your screen is made of two parts which come together. There's the exterior glass, or digitizer. Simplest explanation, lets you touch things and your phone knows what you touched. And the LCD, or OLED, depending on the type of device. This is what creates the physical picture on your device. This information is important to the story. In comes Karen, walking inside my small shop with a flare of entitlement. Because it's a small shop of no more than 3 people inside at a time, we're normally all in the back room working on repairs. We rely on a bell and our camera to see when a customer enters, and the majority of customers who enter are aware of this. Immediately as Karen entered the building, she spoke out with a very annoyed, "Hello?" And I kid you not, her tone was filled with so much entitlement it was quite apparent she was going to be a difficult customer to deal with. "I'll be right out." I know for a fact she could have heard me. The building is extremely small and the walls are thin. "Hello? Anyone here?" I sighed, setting my repair aside and hurrying out to the front of house with a customer's service smile, greeting the Karen. "Hi, welcome to Electronics Repair Shop. How can I help you?" Karen then tosses her phone on the desk with a huff. "I need a glass replacement." Now, customers commonly call this a glass replacement, and I fault none of them for believing it's that simple. If your car's windshield breaks, you get a new one, right? So I proceed to tell her as I would any other customer. Of course, for an iPhone 6S, I can get that done for you for $90 plus tax, and our standard repair quote time of 2 to 3 hours. "What? But it's only the glass." "I'm aware of that, ma'am. The price reflects both parts and labor." "It's just the glass. Can't you just take the glass off and put a new piece on?" I kept my smile, shaking my head as I proceeded with customer service level patience. Unfortunately not. The glass is actually part of the entire front assembly. "No, it's not. Stop trying to upsell me. I just want the glass replaced." As you can imagine, she was quite firm about this. Unfortunately, I'm no perfect sales representative, and my smile soon vanished from my face. With a heavy breath, I looked at the lady and spoke diplomatically, but firmly. "Listen, I understand your confusion and your frustration in this circumstance." I began before proceeding to explain how every part of that assembly works and why I can't simply replace the glass. "I'm going somewhere else. You people are overpriced, rude, and won't stop lying to me. I'm leaving a bad review." As a small business, reviews are indeed important to us, but my store is high-performing. Any glance onto Google Maps would show that we are a 4.5 to 5-star location, among the best in our line of work. I continued to speak calmly as Karen threw a fit at the price and began to walk out. "Ma'am, I hope you have a great day, and I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help." "Frick you!" she legitimately screamed as she walked out the doors. Fortunately, she didn't try to slam them, but dang, she was almost irrationally angry. As a disclaimer, I'm fully aware that when you break your phone, it's a hard time. You're upset with yourself, upset with the world, and just want your problem resolved. We're all extremely reliant on these small pocket computers. They're quite literally our link to our friends, family, and the internet. But please, for the love of God, don't take it out on the cashier. In this case, I was doing all I could to de-escalate the situation, and the customer was only getting angrier with my attempts at calming her down. When someone comes into the store angry in the first place, I get it, and I proceed with the same patience as I would with literally anyone else. But when is it fair to the stranger cashier when you start berating them and speaking with utmost certainty that they're liars, scammers, and cheats? The lady did end up coming in the next day without offering an apology, speaking coldly but calmed down. I take it she probably looked at other places and realized the pricing was the same, but the reviews were not. During that check-in process, there were some difficulties, of course, but nothing incredibly notable. Thank you for riding along on this wild experience. 2. So today I went shopping at a second-hand shop downtown. Just looking for some nice new clothes since autumn is about to set in, and I get cold really easily. I live in northern Norway, so it gets real cold. I had my cart and found a nice yellow skirt, a pair of shoes, and a warm sweater as I was walking around the shop minding my own business. I went into the changing room to try them out and, pleased to have found something my size, strolled out of there about to go to the register when I saw a nice pair of black and white striped pants and stopped to look at them. Behind me comes entitled woman and she taps me hard on the shoulder. I have my headphones in and take them off, turning to her.
I want that sweater.
What sweater? I look around, but there's only pants and some sports clothes nearby.
The sweater in your cart, I want it. It fits me better than you, and it doesn't look good with your complexion.
I'll say this, I'm pale as fuck. We've really only had 2 days of summer with really warm weather this year, and when that happens, I usually sit outside with my comic books to soak in the sun. And my family on my dad's side are a bunch of redheads, so I don't get tanned. I get burning red and a shit ton of freckles. Also, the sweater was purple, which actually fits my complexion. I'm sorry, this was the only sweater I found that was my size. I'm a size 42 to 44 XL. This woman was like XS, and it would probably look like a tent on her.
Well, I saw it first, so it belongs to me. Give it to me, now.
This woman had been there longer than me, and had browsed through all the clothes on the stand where I found this pretty sweater, but she had just scrolled right past it. I'm sorry, but it's already in my cart and I'm gonna buy it. I start walking away from this crazy lady, but she grabs the back of my dress, violently pulling me back, so I almost fall backwards and snatches the sweater from my cart. I absolutely hate confrontation, but having fallen in love with this sweater, tried to pull it back when she put it in her cart, she screeched.
Stop stealing from my cart, you thief! I found this first!
The shop is pretty much empty. It's just 2 more customers who are busy browsing, but have now turned their attention towards us. A girl from the register, cashier girl, comes over.
OP, what's going on?
I used to work here about a year back, so she knows me. I'm almost in tears because I'm so over this, and I'm dealing with Satan's sacrificial waterfall, my period. So I say, I found this sweater and I was about to go buy it when this woman snatched it from my cart.
I did not. She stole it from me. She took it from my cart and I just took it back.
This woman is still screeching with her nose turned up like she's the most important person in the world. Cashier girl sighs. It's almost closing time. She's had a long day. She turns to another customer nearby, an old lady, probably 70, who has kept a close eye on the situation. When the old woman clears her voice and speaks up. She keeps her 2-meter distance because of the recent, 60th big COVID outbreak in my small city.
Excuse me, I saw the whole thing. The young lady is right. She had it in her cart, and the entitled woman first grabbed her and then took the sweater out of her cart.
Cashier girl turns back to me and the entitled woman, her hands on her hips. This is not a woman who backs down from confrontational situations. I noticed at one time she had to kick another woman out because she was telling a person of color to speak Norwegian, you're in Norway.
You need to give that back or I'll be forced to kick you out. But it's mine. Oh, you want security? I'll call them then.
This got the woman to begrudgingly throw the sweater on the floor and kick it in my direction, like she was a 5-year-old having a temper tantrum, and promptly leaving the store. I turn to cashier girl and we smile slightly at each other. We both knew there's no security in this small shop. The closest are the burly dudes who take care of storage and picking stuff up from the Salvation Army boxes around town. But the police station is 2 blocks away. Cashier girl picks up the sweater from the floor, brushes off some dirt, and follows me to the register. She gave me half off the sweater. I paid and thanked her and the old woman who had stood up for me. Outside in the parking lot, the woman was standing, as if she was waiting for me to get out, but she didn't do anything because one of the storage guys was just outside the building on his smoke break. I just flipped her the bird and left. Didn't really believe people like this existed, especially not in my small 25,000 resident town, but here we are. I hope they'd take entitled woman's picture from the security cams and block her from entering the shop again, because I'm there basically every week. 3. I work in a busy shoe shop. In the summer, we offer customers nude-colored, almost see-through pop socks to wear if they would like to try anything on. The socks are mostly for hygiene purposes, as people often come in from the beach with sandy or wet feet. I fully appreciate that it can be a little awkward to try on sandals with a pop sock, but it does help to minimize any potential damage to our stock, and as a result, all of our sandals in particular have remained in much better condition over the summer months than previous years. My colleagues and myself must have offered pop socks to hundreds, if not thousands of people over the last 18 months, so it's nothing personal if we ask each customer who comes into the shop barefoot to wear one. Today, during a particularly busy spell, I saw one lady take off her walking boot and quickly try to put her bare foot into a sandal. "Hi there, I'm sorry to ask, but could I offer you a pop sock to try our shoes on with, please?" She looks visibly irritated, but says nothing. At this point, I move from one side of the shop to present her with a little box of unused socks. She proceeds to snatch one out of the box. "Are these socks clean?" "Yes, they're all fresh. We dispose of them after every use." This bugs me and my colleagues immensely, as it is extremely wasteful, but the socks are single-use and disintegrate in the washing machine. She starts putting the sock on with a disgruntled expression. "How am I supposed to try this sandal on with a sock? I can't get my toe in." This sandal in particular has a leather upper toe post and loop. It is a little more difficult to get the toe through the loop with a sock on, but customers usually manage absolutely fine by pulling the sock a bit looser around the big toe and wiggling them slightly to get them through. Most of our customers manage okay. It does take a bit of wiggling though, give it a go. She puts her foot about 2 inches into the sandal opening and immediately takes it out. "I can't try this on with a sock. I have a bunion and they have to fit right." At this point, the lady is really starting to bug me. I look down at her feet and study the bunion on her foot, realizing that the particular style of sandal she chose is probably not suitable for her, as it isn't quite wide enough to accommodate the width of her foot. Oh. Okay. I thought I sounded contemplative in my reply, but she didn't seem to take my response that way and didn't give me the time to say anything else. She pulled the sock off her foot in one swift motion and started to put her shoe back on. While she was doing this, I let her know there was a bin just to her right that she could use to dispose of the sock. This must have tipped her over the edge somehow, as she then proceeded to throw our sandal back onto the shelf in a tantrum-type manner. I just gaped, behind my face mask, at her behavior, as her stock is high quality, and I thought the action was quite disrespectful. The lady then turned on her heel and walked straight past me. As she got to the door, she turned back, still not looking directly at me, and said, "You'll be lucky if I don't report you for your attitude." And then she left, leaving me feeling rather baffled. I didn't really have a chance to react fully, but I kept hoping she'd come back so I could tell her to go right ahead and report me, whilst conveniently presenting her with our business card and telephone number for head office. 4. I work in appliance repair, and we often get confused with the actual place that sells appliances. I mostly work on confirmations, but also order parts. This story is about one of the confirmations. I'm at work when someone calls my work and they ask about their appliance. This is normal, as people ask about their appliances all the time from us. I ask for their info so I can find their ticket, and once I do, I pull up their warranty information. This is a conversation to the best of my memory. Good morning, how can I help you?
Hi, I wanted to know what's the status of my appliance.
Sure, what's your information? He then gives me said information. Once I got it, I input it and pull up his warranty. I noticed that he had a ticket with us, but in the notes it stated that he wanted a new appliance, not for us to repair his old one. Mind you, the appliance he had just had one part to fix, which I knew he had in stock. Sir, the status of your appliance is currently scheduled to be worked on.
No, I wanted it to be replaced.
Sir, your appliance has a broken part that we can actually fix without replacing the item. It would be easier for you to just get it fixed.
No, I want it replaced. It's under warranty, so I want you guys to replace it.
Sir, we aren't this store. We don't sell appliances, we fix appliances.
Do you think I'm stupid? I know you guys sell appliances.
He continues to yell over the phone so loudly that it nearly blows out my eardrums. My manager, who just so happens to walk by, hears them yelling. My manager, my awesome manager, had been one of the people who personally trained me and didn't take kindly to people treating his team like garbage, especially when we were just trying to help. He had me turn on my speaker after I let him know that my manager was here to talk to him.
Hello, CX, what seems to be the problem? Yes, your worker is an idiot. How can they work without knowing your own policies? They should be...
Sir, I'm not going to fire them. They've done nothing but try to help you.
So,
sir, I won't tolerate you cursing and calling one of my team members names. I can stand a lot, but harassing them is something I won't.
Who do you think you are? I won't get your service ever again.
Okay, that's fine. You won't have to worry about us ever again, nor the store. You're banned from using us for life, and we'll let the store know about this. Before he could yell once again, my awesome manager hung up the phone and let the CEO know what had happened. It was just weird for me overall. 5. So I work in a very large retail chain. I'm technically a cashier, but even though I've only been working here for about 11 months, and I started as a minor and I just recently turned 18, I learned a lot of stuff really fast and have been cross-trained for a lot of things up front. About a week ago, the lead on duty for the front end had to take her mandatory lunch in accordance with state law. In her place, she left me her keys and the device to run the floor. This is all a normal occurrence by now. I'm doing my normal duties, getting cashier's change, answering questions, covering breaks, etc. Enter 2 ladies. These ladies walk up to me and ask to speak to a manager. Well, I'm currently in charge right now. How may I help you?
This is way above your pay grade. Call someone else.
I'm not sure what salary managers are currently on duty, if any at all.
Well, call and ask.
Keep in mind they won't come up and talk to the customers unless we get a general idea of what the issue is, because they are really busy, and some managers deal with different issues. They'll ask what the issue is regarding.
The automotive department.
Oh, well, I don't know what the issue is, but they close at 5 p.m. It's currently 8 p.m.
Exactly, they're closed. And you don't know what the issue is, because you're not paid enough.
I'm getting tired of this. I call over the radio for a salaried manager and say the customer wants to talk to them, and all they'll say is it regards automotive, and I don't get paid enough.
None of us get paid enough. I'll be right up,
says the manager. Luckily, the mask covers my smile. The manager comes up and takes over, and I go back to helping the other front desk associates. About an hour later, I'm on break and I run into that manager and another one. They basically tell me I handled it great, which was nice to hear. But then they told me what happened. The ladies had our automotive department work on their car, and the associates had called them multiple times to come pick up their car before we closed, which they obviously didn't. The ladies wanted their car back, but it was locked in the garage and can't be returned till the next morning. The ladies started accusing our managers of stealing their car, and then proceeded to tell them that now they have to go break into their friend's house. They never told me why they said they had to do that, but I thought it was hilarious. That was pretty much the end of it, though. They didn't get their car back and apparently are now cat burglars because of it. Hey everybody, Hellfreezer here, and thank you very much for listening to Adventures in Fast Food and Retail, episode 135. And thank you very much to everybody who allowed me to use their stories in this video. If you enjoyed the video, then please do like and subscribe and share the video around to all your friends and family and all those enemies that follow you on social media, so that hopefully when you fail one day, they'll be able to see it and rejoice. Let them know you're not failing and are in fact enjoying Hellfreezer videos. You can't see that, but I totally just did a thumbs up. I think my teeth even sparkled. Right, what day is this? It is Thursday? Yes, it is Thursday. Right. I have nothing special planned for Thursday as far as I know. Well, I'm hoping I'll actually get work wrapped up today. And I'll have a bonus day off, which I kind of need because I got a few bits and bobs to take care of this week. Tomorrow's new washing machine day, and yay, and also boo for pretty much the same reasons. Okay, and with that, I'm going to head off from now. So until next time, thank you very much for listening, and take very good care of yourselves.